My name is Kay Dupree, and I'm with the Janesville League of Women Voters. We're pleased to be talking with the candidates for the Rock County Board of Supervisors, and with me right now is Dave Innis, who is the incumbent for District 25 on the board. I have 3 questions that I'll be asking him, and then that will give you a chance to see where he's coming from, some of his ideas about the work that the board does. So, Mr. Innis, based on your experience and background, how will the county board benefit from you continuing to be a supervisor?
Okay, first of all, let me thank the League of Women Voters for doing this. This is a wonderful public service, and Kay Dupree is exemplary in doing this. I'm going to answer. I did write a few notes last night as I was thinking about it, because today I came directly from work, so I'm a little dragged out, but bear with me. The county board benefits from my participation as the supervisor representing a very diverse downtown district. I am culturally sensitive to the many different backgrounds of my constituents. We have white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Native American families here. We have very old, very young, working and retired people, not to mention those looking for work. My own family background includes adopted children of different races and my Philippine wife who enjoys being a factory worker. I have 2 stepdaughters in the Janesville school system. Like many people in the old 4th Ward, I bought a fixer-upper house, which I am in the process of restoring. County government is about the great people who work for the county, provide essential services, and the people who make their livelihood here and build their families here. County supervisors, unlike the city council, are not elected at large. We each represent our own district and get to know our neighbors and their point of view. To better prepare me to know and represent my neighborhood, I have had 20 years' experience as a clinical social worker in community mental health. I went to college part-time for a master's degree in public administration, and my current occupation is my second career as a licensed practical nurse at St. Elizabeth Nursing Home in Janesville. That's the extent of my prepared answer to question 1, but if I have time left over, believe me, I can still talk.
You have one more minute.
Okay. I just want to say I've really enjoyed going around and meeting my neighbors, and this is not something that I would normally do if I were not running for a local office. And sometimes the weather is inclement, and sometimes I ask myself, why am I doing this? Because, maybe it would be nicer to be at home with my feet up watching a good sitcom. But I really believe that it's important to practice democracy and to make it work on all different levels. And certainly local, starting with your own neighborhood, is a good place to start. I'm ready for the next question.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Good. Well, you know that there have been many stories recently about the increase in poverty in our community and in the county, and you alluded to that with describing your district as well. And as you know, the county is charged with, as being an arm of the state, to respond to those needs, but they don't always give the county the money to do what they might need or want to do. So often there are trade-offs that have to be made to meet these needs. What would be some of those ways that you would see the county making these trade-offs so that we could meet the needs of the people?
Okay. Actually, it sounds like a simple question, but it's actually quite complicated because there's a lot of issues involved. A number of years ago, I had the opportunity to serve for a year in Africa in the United States Peace Corps, and this opened my eyes to the poverty level on which most of the world's population lives. However, in the United States, we have poverty right here at home. In my own opinion, the United States has a huge problem with the poverty caused to middle-income people by the cost of health care. The rich and the very poor have access to affordable health care because either they can afford it or else they get it free from the government. It is the working men and women in the middle who must both work, both the man, usually moms and dads work, and sometimes have more than one job to pay the bills and be able to afford to take themselves or their kids to the doctor. Now, this is a big problem. I consider it high priority to provide or to assist with funding for families to get affordable medical, dental, mental health, and preventive health services for all county residents, regardless of age. There are various cost-effective ways to do this, especially if we use our excellent county public health department staff. The county could do more to promote healthy lifestyles and educate the public in regards to health prevention and prevention of disease. I work in the health field. I'm very used to this, and many of our problems that we deal with can be prevented by the kind of improving certain lifestyle choices that we make. In the county, I'm sure we're already doing something in this regard, but there's a great deal more that we can do. So it isn't just a matter of keeping everything the same and just cutting some services. We need to rethink outside the box, especially about our healthcare system. Our healthcare system needs to be reformed, and if we do that, that will help in many ways with our economic problems, as well as being able to afford and continue to afford the services that we're used to.
Okay, thank you. And the third question I'll ask is, what strategy have you used or will you continue to use to inform the district residents of the issues the county's facing or decisions that are made? How do people know what's going on?
Well, after 2 years on the county board, which incidentally went very fast, I was trying to decide how best to communicate with my constituents, not only to get reelected, but also just to let them know what's been going on and what I consider to be important issues. And I basically decided to pretty much stick with the initial format that I used last time, which is a 2-page it's combination flyer and newsletter, of which I have an example here. And most of you, if you've been out to your front door in the last month, you have seen this. Now, some people might have used it to clean their teeth. Some people might have used it to line the cat box. But some people, especially the people that vote, and I'm talking to you absentee voters out there, I know you read these things. So I have put into this some examples of things that I consider to be important issues for the county. I want to say I'm proud that we voted for a new nursing home. We did also vote for a large-scale dairy farm to be built, which was pretty controversial, but I think will help with some of the business, bringing a little more agribusiness to our county. And we voted in favor of some preliminary plans for a casino. This also is seen as a business generator, but most of the issues with the county are more or less glamorous and are smaller scale and have more to do with being good stewards for the services that we already have. We have some very excellent departments already that provide some very high quality services. I'm not just talking about law enforcement, but I'm talking about many of our health services and mental health and alcohol and drug services. We need to keep our commitment to those kind of services. Many of those are mandated by the state and funded in part by the state and federal government, but also by the county. And part of our job as county supervisors is to be guardians of those essential services and make sure that they continue. My own one big area of interest for me, if you've read my newsletter, is I'd like to see some reforms in the family court system. We have 7 family courts in Rock County, and one of the judges is retiring, and his replacement will be selected on April 3rd. And let me say they're both highly qualified, and I'm not saying you would go wrong with either choice. However, we don't just need a new judge, we also need to make family courts more user-friendly, less adversarial, and more equal between the moms and dads, so that the children who are caught in the middle are less traumatized by the family court process. Thank you very much.
Okay, and thank you, Mr. Innis. Mm-hmm. We are happy to have been talking to David Innis, who is the incumbent with District 25 on the Rock County Board. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Hello, my name's Kay Dupree, and I'm with the Janesville League of Women Voters. We're privileged today to be talking with candidates for the Rock County Board of Supervisors. Billy Bob Grahn is a candidate for District 25. He was a supervisor previously and then was off the board for a couple years and now is running again. So we welcome you today.
Thank you.
And we have 3 questions we'll ask and give you a chance to respond to each of them.
Okay.
The first one is that based on your experience and background, how will the county board benefit from you being a supervisor?
Well, I have currently I got 22 years experience working with individuals that suffer from chronic substance abuse and mental health issues. I also work with homeless individuals here in Rock County. That includes that twice yearly homeless count. And so I believe that I can bring that experience to the county board and be able to be a better steward for what resources we do have for people in poverty and people with substance abuse issues.
Okay. Anything else about your background that you think is unique, would be a benefit?
Currently, I am a member of the Bad River Reservation, which is located in northern Wisconsin. My legal given name is Menadis Wawashkiski, which means proud deer. So being a member of a minority, I believe I can also bring some of that to the county board. I believe that is an issue that we need to take a second look at, bringing in more qualified minority employees to Rock County.
Okay, all right. And we'll go on to the next question then. As you are aware, there have been several stories recently about the increase in poverty that our county and community have been dealing with. You're well aware that the county is charged as an arm of the state to provide for the needs of these citizens, even though they don't always provide the money. So what would you see might be some of the trade-offs that need to be made so that the needs can be met for these individuals?
Well, currently, the last several years, there's been a reduction in the budget. Less workers, less services, and I don't see that that's going to change this year again. So we do have a number of good programs in Rock County. We do have a number of excellent employees, and I hate to see us lose any of that. So my thought has been to once again develop a grant writing board here within Rock County that can focus on just those issues and bring in the money that is available to Rock County to help in these services, because we don't want to lose any more than what we already have.
Okay, all right. Okay, and then the third question is, how will you keep the district residents aware of some of the issues the county is facing and some of the decisions that have been made?
I do plan on posting results on Facebook, some of the local social media. I do plan on contacting residents of the 25th District when it comes time for any controversial issues. I've been taught that when I cast a vote, it's not for me, it's for the residents of the 25th District. And oftentimes I may not have the experience or the insightfulness to make an informed decision. So I'm coming back to the residents of my district for that type of advice.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay.
That gives us a better sense of what you would bring to this position. We've been talking with Billy Bob Grahn, who is challenging, wanting to be a supervisor for District 25, and we wish everybody well. Thank you.
Thank you.